It was a quiet night in the suburbs. The streets were deserted, and the only sound was the faint rustle of leaves in the breeze. Inside the cozy little house at the end of Elm Street, the Wilson family was fast asleep, blissfully unaware of the danger creeping toward their home. Under the cover of darkness, a gang of cats slinked through the shadows, their silhouettes barely visible against the moonlit pavement. These weren't ordinary alley cats. They wore sleek leather jackets, each tailored to perfection, and their eyes were hidden behind sharp, reflective sunglasses. Each carried a miniature gun strapped across their backs, a perfect fit for their nimble paws. Leading the crew was Scar, a large tabby with a scar over his left eye and an air of authority. Behind him were his loyal lieutenants, Whiskers, a Siamese with a penchant for explosives, and Paws, a Maine Coon. Scar stopped at the edge of the Wilsons' garden and turned to his team. "All right, boys and girls," he added with a nod to Whiskers, "you know the drill. This is the jackpot, a house full of premium kibble, fresh salmon, and rumor has it, the holy grail of cat treats. No mistakes." The gang nodded, their sunglasses gleaming as they exchanged knowing glances. Whiskers pulled out a tiny explosive device and set it at the base of the back door. With a muffled pop, the lock gave way, and the door creaked open. They were in. Inside, the cats moved like shadows, their paws silent on the hardwood floor. Paws took the lead, scanning for security measures with a sleek little device she carried in her mouth. "Clear," she meowed softly, and the crew fanned out. In the kitchen, Scar leapt onto the counter, sniffing out the stash. His whiskers twitched as he detected the faint aroma of salmon. "Here it is," he purred, motioning for Whiskers to bring the bag. Meanwhile, Paws had found a cabinet filled with an assortment of gourmet cat food. She picked the lock with ease, her claws clicking faintly against the metal. Bingo! But as they worked, a soft growl broke the silence. The gang froze, ears swiveling. From the hallway, a massive shadow emerged, a golden retriever, tail wagging lazily as it yawned. At first, it didn't seem to notice them, but then its nose twitched, and its eyes locked onto the intruders. "Oh," Whiskers whispered. "We've got company." Scar didn't hesitate. "Plan B, everyone." The gang sprang into action. Whiskers tossed a smoke bomb onto the floor, filling the room with a cloud of confusion. The dog barked in alarm, charging forward, but it was no match for the cat's agility. They darted through the kitchen, grabbing as much loot as they could carry. Scar led the retreat, a bag of salmon slung over his shoulder. "Let's move!" The dog, still coughing from the smoke, chased after them, its claws scrabbling on the floor. The gang made it to the backyard, where their escape vehicle, a remote-controlled toy car, was waiting. They piled in, the motor whirring to life as Scar hit the controls. "Drive, drive, drive!" Whiskers yelled, holding onto the stash. The car zipped down the street, leaving the barking dog far behind. As the gang disappeared into the night, they removed their sunglasses. Back at their hideout, a luxurious, abandoned warehouse filled with velvet cushions and catnip, the gang celebrated their successful heist. Scar raised a paw, a slice of salmon dangling from his claws. "To the greatest crew in the game," he said, his voice filled with pride. "No one pulls off a job like the Meowfia." The cats cheered, their laughter echoing through the night. And as they feasted on their spoils, Scar leaned back, already planning their next daring adventure.